Somewhere inside BMW's Spartanburg plant, an engineer signed off on a decision that made almost no sense on paper. He approved 5 different ways to build the same car, not 5 trims, not 5 colors, 5 completely different ways of powering it, running down a single assembly line, wearing a single name. Nobody does this. Mercedes split its combustion cars from its electric ones years ago. Audi built an entirely separate platform just to keep the two worlds from touching. Every rulebook in this industry says you pick a side, because trying to serve both sides at once dilutes the product until it's good at nothing. BMW read that rulebook and built the X5 anyway, which raises a question nobody's really asking yet. Out of every nameplate BMW makes, why gamble this one? Because it wasn't the obvious choice. The X3 would have been safer, a smaller, cheaper vehicle where a misstep costs less. The 3 Series carries less baggage. It's a car people buy on badge and driving feel, not a specific ownership ritual. And the X7 already sits at the top of the range, insulated by price from the kind of buyer who agonizes over powertrain choice. The X5 sits in exactly the wrong spot for an experiment like this, high volume enough that a failure would be expensive, and beloved enough that a misstep would feel personal to the people who already own one. Which is precisely why it works. If BMW wants proof that a mainstream luxury buyer will follow the brand through a powertrain transition without blinking, the X5 is the only vehicle with enough history and enough volume to actually prove it. Succeed here, and you've built the bridge the rest of BMW's lineup can walk across later. Now widen the lens, because BMW isn't the only company facing this decision, and the way its rivals answered the same question tells you something BMW clearly doesn't believe. Mercedes chose separation, building its EQ electric models as a distinct identity, almost a sub-brand, running parallel to its combustion cars rather than replacing them. Audi went further, engineering a dedicated electric platform, the kind of architecture that can't easily flex back toward a gasoline engine even if a customer wanted one. Genesis, still young in America, chose patience instead, rolling out electrification carefully while leaning on combustion to build the brand recognition it still needs. 3 different companies, 3 different bets, and none of them resemble what BMW just did with the X5. That's not a coincidence, it's a disagreement about what's actually fragile in this transition. Mercedes and Audi are betting the technology is the hard part, so they isolated it, built it separately, protected it from compromise. BMW is betting the technology was never the risk at all. The risk is trust. The risk is a loyal customer feeling like the company changed the deal on them mid-relationship. So while its rivals were busy protecting their electric platforms from their combustion history, BMW spent its money protecting its combustion customers from feeling abandoned. And that disagreement explains something else about this launch that looked at first like pure styling. The new design language called Neue Klasse isn't just a fresh shape for the sheet metal. It's a completely new electronics architecture underneath, a new software foundation, a new way the car thinks about itself. BMW could have debuted that architecture quietly, buried inside a smaller, lower-stakes model where the risk of getting the software wrong wouldn't cost the company much. Instead, it chose the X5. The most trusted, highest-volume vehicle in the range became the testbed for BMW's entire technological future, which only makes sense if you already understand the logic behind the powertrain gamble. BMW isn't interested in introducing Neue Klasse to early adopters who'd forgive a rough launch. It wants to know whether an ordinary, loyal, slightly change-resistant X5 buyer will accept that new foundation without feeling like the car they love became something unfamiliar. That's a much harder test to pass and a far more valuable one if it succeeds. Which brings the story back to that battery factory sitting next to the Spartanburg line, the one built to run without fossil fuels. You don't construct permanent infrastructure like that if you're genuinely undecided about where this is heading. You build it because you already know. So the gasoline engine, the diesel, the plug-in hybrid, none of that exists because BMW is unsure about the electric future. It exists because BMW is sure about something else. that the people who've spent 2 decades buying this exact SUV aren't ready to be told the relationship changes now on someone else's timeline. Look at what BMW gave up to make all of that possible, because none of it came free. The split tailgate, a detail owners have associated with this nameplate since 1999, is gone. The third row option disappeared entirely, with BMW now pointing anyone who needs it toward the X7 instead. Even the door handles vanished, replaced by button-operated winglets. BMW's engineers describe less as styling and more as proof of what the company can now build. Every one of those changes is BMW recovering complexity somewhere else, specifically so the engineering budget could survive supporting 5 different powertrains inside one vehicle. And once you see that trade, the pricing stops looking like a normal lineup and starts looking like a message. The gasoline X540 xDrive starts at $73,550. The plug-in hybrid climbs to roughly $78,950. The fully electric iX5 tops out at $81,250. That's not the spacing of a company treating its EV as some halo product floating above everything else. That's a company pricing electric as the next rung on a ladder its own customers are already standing on. So follow that all the way out, and this stops being a story about a redesigned SUV. It becomes a story about a company willing to spend billions protecting its most valuable relationship from its own certainty about where the industry is going, because it decided trust was the thing most likely to break in this transition, not technology. Every other manufacturer racing toward electrification has been asking its customers to choose a side. BMW looked at the vehicle it could least afford to lose and asked a different question. What if the choice itself was the thing customers actually wanted? That's the shift worth sitting with. This was never really a video about the new BMW X5. It was an early look at how one of the world's largest luxury manufacturers plans to survive the next decade without losing the people who built it. If you enjoy stories that go beyond the spec sheet and uncover the decisions shaping the future of the automotive industry, consider subscribing. There are many more to come.